Yes. I'd like to welcome everybody. Today, it's Aloha Friday. We've got Brother Sergio here in the, the little grass shack. Welcome, bro.
Welcome, brother. Welcome. Pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to meet you.
No, pleasure's all mine, man. Especially the way you talk.
Yeah, for sure, man. Appreciate that.
It's an industry that people like to talk about it, but not ever. If you're not educated, you don't really know what's going on. Now, Sergio, you've been in Las Vegas. How long? Are you residents here?
No, I grew up in Los Angeles, but I've been out here since 2009.
2009?
Yeah, so I've been out here for quite some time now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what part of LA?
So I grew up in San Fernando Valley.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I've pretty much spent most of my life out there in between Northridge and North Hollywood.
North Hollywood.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah, a few minutes from Hollywood, man. So a few minutes from all the chaos.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, got a lot of family out there, and it's the fucking traffic.
It's crazy. It was crazy when I was living there. It's even crazier when I go visit now.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. Hey, you live in LA. Fuck it, the traffic sucks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And you don't realize how bad it is till you leave.
Right.
I mean, it's bad, but when you leave and you're driving in other cities and states, you're like, oh my gosh, this is crappy out here.
Right.
So you just deal with it while you're out there. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now, Sergio, I live in LA and then now here in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
How do you like Las Vegas?
When I first moved out here, it just reminded me of a miniature Los Angeles. Just a lot more laid back.
Mm-hmm.
No traffic. You had culture, people from different cultures out here, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
People were pretty welcoming out here. So I really enjoyed the city the first few years living out here. Until now, I still love the city.
Right.
So
now, the big fact is like you are in the cannabis field,
yes.
business wise, and now whoever thought that cannabis would hit this hard? You know what I mean?
It is amazing. I would have never thought we'd be where we are today.
Right. And then now you talked about being more of an educator, and then also in the business, but it just has taken the world by storm. Literally, I believe it's even on the stock market or.
Oh yeah. There's some Canadian stocks you can definitely get into right now.
Right. So that is unbelievable. When people taught you, hey, you know what, that's bad. You get picked up by the cops, so forth, and weed is bad, and now it's become a more of a medical miracle.
It's an essential today.
Right.
I've been fortunate to work since day one of the coronavirus.
Right.
I've been able to still transport, still keep my job, and people were not able to, and that's unfortunate. Businesses were having to take that hit, and I was able to work, and same with anybody else in the cannabis industry as well. We're all fortunate to still be working, and we would have never thought we would be working during this kind of whole crisis.
Right. You're more so like an essential worker.
Yeah, pretty much. I strap my boots on, I get to work, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to deliver this cannabis. But
Right.
It feels good. And it's an interesting feeling knowing that I'm at a stoplight, not to put too much out there, but I can have anywhere from $25,000 to $50,000 of cannabis in my vehicle, and a cop really can't do anything about it. 4 or 5 years ago, I would have been federal crime.
Yeah, right.
So that's the most interesting aspect as well.
Man, now you talked about traveling in a car with that much weight, and then literally can go to prison. But how'd you get into this field? I mean, I did ask you off camera that how'd you were you just a pod smoker from back when, or how'd you get involved?
So I was fortunate. One of my colleagues, good question. One of my colleagues, Joe, he opened up a CBD store out here in town, and we became good friends. And we actually had some similarities and just some interests that we were both artists or whatnot. So at that time, he was telling me he was going to start a CBD store, and I was telling him that's great. I'm actually studying CBD, so. During that whole time, there was another partner that came into the whole group, and they actually ran a cannabis distribution company. And things were going a little slow at our CBD store, so he kind of mentioned to me, hey, partner, there's another opportunity that opened up. If you like, go talk to them and see if there's something that could happen. And I've been grateful ever since.
Wow.
So
I mean, talking about it's like the pieces of a puzzle,
Oh yeah.
kind of fitting together,
Oh yeah.
especially in this field. Now, you growing up and avid, pot smoker because
Mhm.
for certain issues or medical issues that you
Mhm.
had back then, and now it's like it's just like a almost like a everyday necessity for kids these days.
Yeah.
Starting younger, and it's not even hidden behind plain sight. It's
Right.
there.
It's
It's
there.
it's popping. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And very not say very well, but actually it's promoted. It's
Mhm.
promoted.
Oh yeah.
It's good for you. It's good for you because I hear from my kids like that. It's good for you. Now, me growing up, nah, everything was bad about it, but now it's like
Mhm.
kids these days they have no shame,
Right.
especially oh, I can get this, I can get that,
Mhm.
or whatever cushion, whatever
Yeah.
concoctions are out there
Yeah.
now.
Exactly. These crazy names. Yeah. Make no sense. Yeah.
It's almost like a wine store, but
Right.
no
Yeah.
wine,
Exactly. Yep.
But now you became an educator in this field with well, it just obviously avid pot smoker,
Mhm.
kind of venturing into the business, and you just want to educate yourself, or it's just
Yeah.
like, hey, you know what? There's something there.
So pretty much, I have been smoking for quite some time. It's been a while. It's probably been about over 15, 16 years that I've been smoking, and the reason why was, again, like I mentioned earlier off camera, was because of the indigestion issue. I had an issue where my body wasn't able to produce enough acid to, I guess, eliminate all the stuff in my stomach
Hmm.
after eating. So I would have episodes in the morning.
Hmm.
Two things really only helped me. One of them was cannabis and drinking more water. But I gave up on the water because I was like, hey, cannabis helps. I don't need to, I drank the water like a normal
Right,
kid.
right, right.
But, once I found out that the cannabis helped me and I felt relief, and it just felt like a huge weight was lifted off my chest, and the indigestion, the feeling, my mood, like all that was eliminated.
Hmm.
So as a young kid, I really didn't realize that there was science going on there. And even until now, my late 30s, I'm realizing what was going on. And it's just great to be able to relay that message to other people so they understand. It's not, I just had a indigestion issue. There's people that have Dravet syndrome, multiple sclerosis. My kids have
Anxiety,
eczema,
yeah,
anxiety,
yeah.
depression, PTSD. The
All
list
right.
goes on.
Hmm.
And there's just a lot of signs that we're not fully understanding, but once we get to understand it in a simple term, it makes sense, and we understand how this plant, like your kids say, Dad, this helps me, this helps me. And it's true, it does help. Maybe not so much of it is good,
Hmm.
moderation. But yes, this plant in the raw form, a concentrate form, a oil form, has so many benefits. So that's what's the amazing part about it.
Yeah. Now, you said the different forms. Now, obviously, I know the two things was obviously smoking it, and then
Mm-hmm.
now you have these oils.
Mm-hmm.
People are utilizing it as to rub aches and pains,
Yep.
or take it under your tongue.
Yep.
For
Yep.
I tried it for even for anxiety,
Correct.
and and it did help.
Mm-hmm.
And at one, maybe I'm not trying to maybe trying to trick my mind or what, but I would have to take it before I have to go to work, because when
Mm-hmm.
you work in an environment, it's like
Yeah.
it's a hustle and bustle.
Right. Right.
You just need that literally that relaxed mode.
Yeah. You need that exactly that relax.
Yeah,
Yep. That reset.
yeah, the reset.
Yeah.
But now it's like hey Emery, what do you feel that you're high? That thing doesn't have any was it THC?
Yeah.
Is it?
THC is the main molecule that is giving you the psychotropic, the high feeling.
Right, right.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no THC in that thing. I was like, I don't know, man. I'm feeling good though.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
but it's been you got so many products out there now.
Yeah.
And it's like which is good, which is bad.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody's trying to trump the other person.
Mhm.
Hey, mine's is better. Try this.
Oh, yeah.
I'll hit you with this.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and the products that you guys are involved with. I mean, how do you differ from other medical miracles out there?
Yeah, and you're right on that. Everyone seems to have the magic miracle oil.
Right.
My CBD oil is the best one out there. And what's the funniest thing about all of this is that we all forget, the people that are selling it, they all claim the CBD. Look, CBD is a great molecule, just like THC. You know, when we're getting high, we're not realizing we're consuming many other cannabinoids. You know, they say there's up to 120, some say 114 cannabinoids. In cannabis, when you're smoking flower or hemp, there's usually about 15, right? And I'm still learning those other teens and those other minor cannabinoids. But the thing about the CBD and the THC and why we bring the products that we bring them on is there's a lot of them out there that are MCT, hemp seed oil, and the cannabis and the CBD extract, which is great. But sometimes there's other products that can enhance it or make the other one a little bit more, bring them out, you know, per se. So one of the ones that we carry is Eden Holistics. They have a great product. They add black cumin seed oil to their CBD extract, and that is huge for anti-inflammatory, anti-cancer. They called it at one time the panacea of seed oils because it's used for so many uses, and it's been used for about 2,000 years.
Wow.
And that is awesome that over at Eden Holistics, they added that product into the cannabis or CBD extract. And that's one of the unique things that I like about that particular product. But again, when we're looking at other products, it's just about what is unique about that product. What's the extraction process? What's the labs looking like? What are the cannabinoid profiles? What are the terpene profiles? Is it organic? Is it single sourced? What type of extraction process? Was it CO2? Was it ethanol? Was it hydrocarbon? There's a lot. And I'm still learning about each and every one of these more and more, but these are just so many factors that you want to consider before bringing on a brand. And the list goes on. There's a few more that I can talk about that we consider before bringing somebody on.
Right. Now, you know, you kind of just blew me away with that Spanish. And
sometimes I forget.
Which is great. It's just now, you have all these celebrities that, literally promote. Obviously, you got Snoop Dogg, right? You've got, I guess this, is it 2 Chainz now?
There's a whole bunch of them.
And now you kind of think is like, okay, are they there for the thrill, or are they there for the medical side?
Right.
Obviously, people want to do, heavily promote these products. Obviously, cash is king, right? Now, but when you just said more of the holistic side,
right.
I think that's when you say holistic, it's more of a health wellness kind of well-being kind of thing.
Overall.
Yeah,
health,
overall.
Yeah.
And now. And you can smoke it, you can rub it. I guess you can do it.
Ingest it, you can put a patch on. There's so many ways.
Right.
Yeah, so many delivery methods, quote unquote.
Now you guys are venturing into obviously you guys have a product line, and you guys just passed me on this citrus, was it? Bergamot?
Yeah, that's the citrus. That's the bergamot.
Okay.
That's a huge one.
Yeah. And now my father had put something out with something with to the fact of diabetes. You know what I mean? Us Polynesians, we're really famous for diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, everything. And now they told, hey Keely, and told me about this product, so I'll be trying this out as well. But if you guys, with this, I think, more and more, I'm getting happy because I want to try it already.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And because sometimes you get numbness in the numbness, and you want to make sure that you want to stay on top of things. Now you are promoting a how you say I guess you say a drug, but more holistic way of
holistic supplement.
Yeah,
you can say.
Yeah. And then now you have like a formula of like, was it taking one a day, and you said you have to keep on it.
Yeah, this is something just like CBD. You want to for some people you're gonna want to take it for life.
Right.
Some people have symptoms where they're there for a short time and then they go away. People that have anxiety, PTSD, something that's more there for life. You want to consume it, until as long as you can,
right,
to keep up that preventative, that healthy lifestyle that this is offering you.
I've been to a few dispensaries here in town, and it's the first time I ever saw, some medical,
Right.
like a vitamin bottle or
Right,
whatever.
right, right.
Because right there, literally when I walk in there, it would be. I'm a gummy kind of guy,
Okay.
It's very hard to sleep, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, but yet that gummy would probably make me want to eat like a whole box of cereal.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I can help you on that. Yeah.
The munchies, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, now they got so many. We got warehouses just stocked with
Yeah.
all kinds of.
I see them. I'm fortunate enough to see them and visit them.
Right.
Yeah.
And now, with your guys, you guys have a warehouse here in town?
A very small warehouse, nothing like what I visit. Yeah.
And then, I can see you guys are kind of revolutionizing the industry. Is like kind of well. You have these dispensaries already built on, different types of, what strand comes from where,
Yeah.
and this and that. You can literally treat it as almost like Napa Valley. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Or even like a coffee shop, or
Yeah.
it's become that known.
That's what people don't realize. When I go to some of these facilities, they're CGMP certified, ISO certified, GMP certified. This all costs thousands of dollars. Like federal, there's a good practice in trading, good practice in manufacturing practices or whatnot. There's so much money that goes involved into these facilities. It's not just, hey, we're growing weed, selling it to the public. No, like this is creating jobs. This is creating
Right.
revenues. There's other industries getting involved now to make sure everything is compliant. There's instruments. There's machines. I visited an extraction facility, and there's a machine that's called an ethanol recovery machine. Man, this thing was gigantic, and the guy said it's like upwards of $50,000 or $100,000 for just one machine, and this room was filled with a ton of machines. So just one part of their industry can cost upwards of a couple $1,000,000 just to run this process, and that's not even the whole aspect of their business. They still could be cultivating, they could be producing gummies. So when people say, I'm just going to jump into the industry, or they think the industry is just something so simple, they're just ignorant.
Right, and well, they only allowed so many licenses to be,
Yeah.
get to go out, and if you were one of the lucky ones, like
Yeah.
Willy Wonka with the golden ticket,
Yeah.
you're probably you're on your way. But I've heard doctors, groups that are literally investing their money
Yep.
and into dispensaries or other holistic.
They
let's say
see-
holistic.
They see the possibility. They see what's happening. A lot of folks are, even the folks that I follow, like Michelle Russo and Kurt Robbins and Ethan Russo and Ben Kaplan and Peter Grimspoon. These are all pioneers in the cannabis industry, and they're PhDs and they're neuroscientists and they're chemists and they have MBAs. And these people still get looked down upon from their peers because they still look at cannabis like, oh, you're just a stoner. You just want to mess with drugs.
And that's the thing too, from the get go, from school, whoever smoked weed, you're a stoner. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And then you wouldn't think it would kind of pan out to be a $1 billion business.
Oh yeah.
And if you line yourself up right, I mean, with the stars, I mean, the world is yours pretty much.
The universe will align itself sometimes in your favor. You just gotta be there and be ready.
Right.
You
Now,
know?
you said you have a store here in Las Vegas?
So no, I used to work at a CBD
Oh,
store.
okay.
Yeah, but now we just work at out the office. But Focus Care Products, we're out in the field. We're anywhere. We're online. Soon we'll be in California. So we're just trying to do everything we can within our reach.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I know of working with Hikilian, he really practice and preaches your guys' product line. Now, I mean, what's on the horizon for you guys as a company?
So just the biggest thing is just keep on educating the public. That's the biggest thing. Like you mentioned, going to dispensaries. I go to dispensaries, and sometimes the experiences I get are not that great.
It's overwhelming.
And I feel bad for the people that really need help.
Right.
And go to a dispensary, and they're getting someone that may not be as experienced.
Right.
They just buy my product and get out the door. When someone really needs help, someone is really in pain, someone can't sleep, someone has anxiety,
Right.
and they're telling them, oh, just go buy this weed, go buy that weed, go buy this weed. And I'm sitting there watching it. I can't say anything. It's not my job, but I'm just like, you're totally doing that customer bad. Like, you're not doing them any favor. They're going to take their product, they're going to go home, and they're going to be upset, and now they're going to be thinking that cannabis is not good for them.
Right.
You know, and that's the biggest thing. So between educating the public, getting newer products, everyone talks about CBD. I'm trying to let my company know that CBG is a big one. Cannabigerol. It's another cannabinoid that offers different kind of benefits like CBD. It's great for colon cancer. It's great for irritable bowel syndrome. It's good for many other reasons. It's good for pain. So you're gonna start to see CBG products hit the market because people are realizing that it's not better than CBD, but it offers different benefits that could be more beneficial than CBD alone.
No, you talked about these dispensaries and I was overwhelmed as somebody new into it, and and I would kind of like literally asking the gentleman, hey, look, man, do you have anything for I'm hard to sleep.
Right.
And then and I don't like smoking anything, Then they kind of refer me to the candy.
Right.
Sometimes the candy's too sweet.
Right.
Or sometimes the maybe the dose isn't accurate. One gummy's stronger than the other.
Yeah.
And then
exactly.
And then you be tripping.
Yeah, you're gonna be on couch lock or your anxiety or have the worst roller coaster ride for 5-6 hours.
Yeah. And I was like, dude, what's going on?
Yeah.
No, but I've been trying other gummies to kind of trying to help me sleep, and then also with the oils to help me calm down with the anxiety. Now, do you think?
It's a simple fix there.
Yeah. It's so well, I'm kind of thinking is like there's so much out there, but can they just put it into one pill and that's it?
That's I've heard,
you know what I'm saying? Just,
yeah.
Okay, instead of shopping at 1,000, I want to get all the effects just in one little pill.
And that's the kind of beautiful thing about cannabis. There was, and forgive me for this, but I don't remember the group, but there was a group that I was listening to one of the other gentlemen I hear, Kurt Robbins, up in the Emerald Triangle. They did a cultivar like contest. What they did was they seeked out what the top 50 cultivars were out there. And when I say the word cultivar, that's another word for strain. So for the folks that are looking for a more technical term, the purists, we'll say cultivar. Strain, really, when you hear the word strain, it doesn't really tell you anything. What they say, it's like almost calling something a virus. You're just going to have a few names. The names tell us nothing about the effects that we're going to get from the experience of that flower. So the biggest thing is again, just getting people to understand when you go into a store, cannabis, there's so many strains of cannabis in different parts of the plant, has different testing results and different terpene profiles, right? So like, to answer your question, can everything be put into one pill? We would love for that to happen, but unfortunately, we can't yet.
Right.
So to kind of answer your question, what really should be happening is these dispensaries should be having their staff get educated on cannabinoids themselves, terpenes, flavonoids, and the endocannabinoid system. We all have one. The endocannabinoid systems, from what we know, have been around for up to 200 million, 20 million or 200 million years. So they've been around forever as part of our genome. Every mammal out there has an endocannabinoid system, right? This endocannabinoid system controls many aspects of our body. So when you go into a dispensary and you're saying, I need something to help me with sleep.
Right.
I need something to help me with anxiety. I want to feel energetic. What you're technically describing without knowing is a terpene effect. So what the bud tender should be telling you when someone comes in asking you for that, hey, I need help sleeping, I need help to relax. What you're describing is one terpene called myrcene. Myrcene is known as the couch lock terpene. It's found in hops, it's found in thyme, it's found in lemongrass. You can go get lemongrass and add it to your foods, and you can eat a mango. This all has myrcene in it. This will help you, not help you with your sleep, but it'll actually help you get there in a sense. So when you go and asking a bud tender, hey, what you want to ask for is high products in myrcene. Anything that's high in myrcene, that is going to get you that couch lock, that relaxing feeling, that sleep. Another one is linalool. Linalool is the main ingredient in lavender. So when you go to get a massage or you go to certain places, you'll smell lavender.
Right.
Because just by smelling it reacts your receptors that are in your brain, your CB1, your CB2. So technically, when you hear the word indica, there's certain terpenes that make up what an indica is, right?
Right.
Sativa is made up by its own set of terpenes. But sometimes you can go buy an indica and you'll be able to go do push-ups and go run a lap. You're not going to go to sleep at all. You're not going to have that couch lock. The same for sativa. You could smoke a sativa, then you'll go right to sleep. So what needs to happen is we need to start clarifying what the terpene profiles are and educate the public on what these are and the customers so they have a better understanding. So when they come in, they know, okay, I need to have energy. I need limonene. I need pinene. I need to go to sleep. I need to feel relaxed. I need linalool. I need myrcene. Those are the main terpenes that you want to look for when purchasing your products.
So, do you have?
That's
like
a lot there, but again,
that's a lot.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It's like you literally have to kind of put a course together, right?
Yeah,
you know,
in a sense, yeah, yeah.
And then take one part or a cannabinoid or
cannabinoid.
Yeah,
cannabinoid.
Sorry, it's like a tongue twister there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But with people out there that they're kind of craving for the education. I mean, how do they get a hold of you, or can they visit a website, or?
So I personally don't have a website yet.
Mm-hmm.
You can find me through my social media tags.
Okay.
If I, later when we're done, I can
Right.
post that on there, and
Yeah.
people can come find me, and I more than welcome to list the people that I follow, because again, it's all about, we can all Google CBD.
Right.
We can all Google the benefits of CBD.
Yeah.
But now we're in a phase where is this information coming from? Because people talk about there's not enough science, there's not enough research. There's plenty of research. Mm-hmm. It's diving into the research that's there already. And that's what we can do now. We can dive into that and get somewhat of a more better understanding. This way we're more comfortable around the product.
Right. Now, and I kind of laugh at this as well. I don't know if you have all these dispensaries, they're on point, but now you have, Amazon,
Mm-hmm.
Pimping out,
yeah.
I was like,
oh yeah,
what?
Yeah. If you know the tricks around that, you can definitely get your product on Amazon. That's a good one.
For him to kind of, you look at this, this billionaire that now is venturing into, CBD and other products or holistic products,
right?
And just making more money.
Yeah.
Making more money. Yeah, man. Yeah. And it's like literally, because I think my wife's a nurse, and she has like sciatic nerve.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so she's like, man, I need something to take the pain away. So we try to rub. I'm sorry. Jeez. She's just kind of looking for that product, and obviously being a nurse, she don't want to kind of test positive.
Yeah,
she
she don't want to have positive.
Yeah. Positive. Not say reaction, but positive. You want to keep your job.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, false positive.
Yeah, right. So,
exactly.
Now it's so hard to find products like that. But now, when you go to Amazon, if they're literally pimping out these products, I mean, wouldn't it be all right for people in the nursing industry to? Everybody kind of just glorifies Amazon. It's the biggest company on earth.
Yeah.
Now, but just to literally see these people kind of just, hey, you know what? Let me take a piece of that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And then you got people like you, educators, as well as dispensaries. They're making money.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe it's just for a different topic or whatever. But it's just. But how's the price points on certain products that when you go into a dispensary,
right,
and they're like, dude, really?
I still feel it's very. That's what's wild is people are gonna always want to smoke weed.
Right.
They're gonna want to find the best bang for their buck, and they're already making millions of dollars. They're trying to capitalize, and I get it. There's nothing wrong with that. But this is something that most people are gonna consume until they're dead. And sometimes it's discouraging, even for myself, being in the industry for so many years. When you go to a shop and they're charging so much money, and I get it, they gotta make their money back on their investment.
Right.
You know, and I get it, but sometimes these prices and the taxes are discouraging, and you know, may not want to go to the shop to go pick up the flower because it's just too expensive. But actually, right now with the whole crisis, it's funny, they added an essential menu to the whole dispensary menu or whatnot, so people have the opportunity to buy concentrates or flowers or candies or edibles or vape cartridges. They can buy it at a cheaper price, and it's good because it allows people to buy their medicine or their, you know, whatever they need at an affordable price, because sometimes it's too expensive. And that's kind of what you'll see in the later years. You're gonna see the price go down. Like in California, everything was crazy expensive. Now everything has dropped down. Same with CBD. CBD 3-4 years ago, not even that long ago, was maybe $10,000-$15,000 a kilo. And that's why products that you see now are kind of expensive, because a year ago they bought into it at a high price. It trickles down to the customer. They got to pay, you know, a high end for a product that the company paid for, you know. So
pay the retail instead of the wholesale.
Exactly. There's a cost to all this. But now you can buy a kilo for CBD for $1,100, even $700, depending how many you're buying. So that's huge, when literally 3 years ago, it's, you know, 15 to 10,000. Even 5-6 years ago, it was in the 30,000s for a kilo of CBD. Just think about that. 5 years ago, a kilo was $30,000 to get into the CBD industry to produce your own product. Of course, the margins are going to be slim, and they're going to have to charge a lot. Now you can buy the same kilo for $1,000.
Now
that's crazy.
Well, you were talking about price point, and I noticed that everything's cash.
Yeah, everything's cash.
Everything's cash.
Everything's cash.
And, you know, you would think the banks would get hip to it, that you know, use a credit card, but
slowly they're catching on.
Right.
Yeah.
And I just like, oh, dude, these guys are making, you know, hands over fist of cash. Like, man, where do you guys put this? Obviously, they're a little piggy bank, but man, it's like, it would be easier just to run, you know, credit cards and you know, just already have it. But I know they're working on some legal, you know, statutes with you know, that kind of that business, and it's just I'm just amazed at how far it got to, you know, to today. And then for you, you know, educating us and, you know, coming here and taking time. What's the like the number one product line for you guys, you know, for Focus Care products?
So right now, the biggest thing, and like kind of to talk about what you said a little earlier, is there's so many products out there.
Right.
In the end, people, they may need a variety of products, but again, they're kind of treating something, some type of medical challenge. So whether you need a capsule, whether you need a topical or a solve or a balm or a tincture or a patch, they all have different delivery methods. Even if you vape, I vape CBD. You know, I enjoy it a lot. And the reason why is because it gets into your system within minutes. I don't suffer through much anxiety, but I do get anxiety every now and then. So I always like to have some type of CBD vape on me, because it just eliminates it. I've been smoking for many years.
Right.
Sometimes I don't want to smoke or use my vape.
Right.
So I have to have that CBD vape on me, because it gives me what I want, the clarity, the cognitive thinking. I can think clearly, I can keep going without being high. And for me, smoking for so many years, I got like a wake-up call, like, oh shit, you know, there is something to this.
Right.
And I always knew about it, but just when you're doing it consistently, it's nice to see that wake-up call.
Now, you know, living in Las Vegas, and you know, we're the party destination, not because of the past couple of months,
right?
But you know, when it was back to, you know, regular life, everything is dandy here in Las Vegas. You get all these tourists that are coming to town. Now, I've seen you know, maybe a line of tourists sitting at one of these dispensaries and acting a fool.
Yeah. And they're like a kid in a candy store.
And pretty much
they literally are.
And you got the older gentlemen that you know, probably 50 or you know, 50, age of 50 and up, and, you know, literally eating a whole bottle of edibles.
Yep.
The whole thing.
The whole thing.
Eat the whole can.
You'll regret that later.
And then you know, going to a strip club and then start puking his guts out, and he's
Yeah.
laying out in the street, on the sidewalk, not even an hour into it.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, do you have any? Have you ever come across some funny stories like that? I'm sure you have. Hanging with your boys, like,
Right,
dude,
right.
try this one.
Yeah, there's definitely
I
been
dare
that. Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. I'm big into dabbing, so definitely, yeah, we've experienced that for sure. And people trying to consume more than they think they can. All of a sudden, they're passed out or throwing up in the toilet an hour later because they're just literally so out of their mind. Yeah.
You got people they think they're fucking,
They think they're Superman.
yeah, Superman.
Yeah.
Man, hey, this shit will make me a Superman, and
Exactly.
yeah, man, they'll be super regretting it in a little bit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. And that's the thing is we can't control it. The dispensaries can't control it.
Right.
You do what you can, but it's up to the person.
Right.
Same if they want to go drink, they're gonna go drink 4 or 5 drinks, and they're gonna be hammered.
Yeah.
So.
But it's just with this. Las Vegas being an entertainment capital, and then now introducing this on top of alcohol, and people are just getting fucked up.
Yeah,
man.
they're getting fucked up. They sure are. We got to make sure everybody's hydrating.
Exactly.
People need to hydrate.
That's
you
right,
have to hydrate yourself. If you smoke a lot of concentrates, hydrate. Yeah.
See, that's a smart rule. I mean, I never noticed, that because people will smoke and then they'll drink alcohol.
Yeah.
But they would never think to drink water.
They don't realize, and they're literally sucking everything out of their body. If you're smoking concentrates, like myself, I love wax. I love good wax, but I always have to make sure I'm drinking a gallon or so of water a day, to compensate. And if I exercise, I drink a little bit more. So there's got to be that balance. But we have to be aware of that. I'm in my 30s. When I was in my 20s, yeah, let's get fucked up. There was no limit.
Right.
I'm a little bit more aware of subconscious now.
Right,
So, got to make sure.
Wisdom.
Yeah, exactly. And educating myself.
There it is.
So, exactly, man. Honestly, we're not even realizing there's science all over behind this, what we're experiencing. So, the more we're aware of it, I guess we're like, okay, I won't go as crazy. So.
But back in the day, everybody's like, oh fuck, I got pot.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Smoke as much as you can.
That's taboo.
Yeah.
Pot.
Oh yeah.
But now you got the whole industry just built.
Oh yeah.
With a big B on it. $1 billion business.
Oh yeah.
And you don't even know where it's gonna kind of end up, man. 'Cause I think it just keeps growing, like you said.
Yeah, it's gonna be huge. There's from the experts that I listen to, the doctors, people that are in the industry. It's already in our local grocery store. Mm-hmm. Not to put anything down on it, but we got a few years before the big dogs really get in here and control the market.
You're right.
People don't really realize that there's a company called GW Pharma. Some people may know of them. I don't know too much about them, just very little. They have a patent on a cannabinoid called CBDV, cannabidiol, and they have a patent on it for the use of epilepsy. Wow. They've had it for years. The government has a patent on either THCV or another type of cannabinoid for a similar issue as well. Mm-hmm. So our government already has patents for this ready to go, and they know the uses and the medical benefits that it offers. But like everything else, they need to make sure everything else is in play before they release it to the market. They have their hands in every pocket.
Right.
It's capitalism at its finest, and hey, you know what? It's the country we live in. Either you make the best of it or you don't.
Right. Give me estimated time or a time frame where you can literally like a coffee shop. The best coffee would be a lot of people have told me Jamaican Blue Mountain comes from Jamaica.
Okay.
Or you want to maybe a Cuban. Coffee. Now, when do you think we'll be shipping cannabis from each motherland or whatever?
I've been I've been curious about that too. Yeah.
For some reason, people are like, oh yeah, just send the seeds, mix it here, mix it there, but it's not the same, man.
It's not the same.
It's not the same. But if you're buying coffee from Jamaica and it's supposed to be the best coffee, or Sumatra, or I kind of relate to coffee because my friend owns a coffee shop.
Gotcha. Okay.
You're literally paying $100 just for a bag of beans.
Right.
Bag of beans. Yeah. So now with weed or cannabis, I mean, what do you think? I mean,
surprisingly, Canada has this beat. They're already shipping and exporting cannabis.
Really?
Yeah. They're already. There's a lot of people from California, or I'm sorry, the the United States, experts that are moving over there to start studying cannabis because they have no regulations up there. Not no regulations, but now people can research the molecule without getting dinged by the government.
Right.
That's pretty much the hold up here.
Right.
You know, so my time frame, I don't know. I say it may not happen. I'm optimistic. I feel like it may happen within the next 5 to 10 years. Right. I already know we're gonna go fully federally legal. I just know our government moves slow, and they're just gonna want to make sure to them everything's perfect, even though it won't be to the public. We're gonna be pissed because of whatever regulations they put upon us or whatnot. But I feel like in a good 10 years, 5 years, we're gonna see something like that. They're saying Colombia is going to be the best, one of the biggest producers because the climate that they have, they're able to produce some of the best cultivars out there.
Right.
So
I mean, even like originally from Hawaii.
Hawaii as well. Yeah.
I mean, all over Hawaii, each island has their their call, their shot caller, I guess you could say. And I know people that work in the agriculture and parks and rec, I mean, they got some secret places.
Oh yeah, they know where to go. They know where to go.
And they got to go check out their crops, way deep in the jungles, and fed by Mother Nature with the waters.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, so
nice.
I always thought that. Me, I don't really smoke weed, but when I go home, obviously you got family, and hey man, you want to check this out? I just came off the mountain. I'm
nice.
I was like, okay, not even just a little bit of it. I'm out. I'm gone.
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah, and then that's why I was like, that was the question was to, when are they going to start shipping? And be treated like a wine, high end liquor. I mean, now you've got. I saw on that, I think a 2 Chainz special or YouTube thing that had these Asian guys are literally pimping out weed with golden flakes.
Oh, is that
cigars.
the cigar one with the diamonds on it? THCA diamonds.
And I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, I saw that.
20,000, 30,000.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I just 50 grand. I'm like, come on.
You'll have people with those deep pockets that'll pay just to say they paid.
Yeah.
50 grand to someone with money is nothing.
Right. Right.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Living in California with that lifestyle, you have somebody that will pay for that.
Right.
Just to have it there.
Just to have it. But for your use, I mean, what's the best for your use? I mean, I know you have different things, or different strands for different. But on a regular day, what does Sergio like to smoke?
So I like to
wax. You said wax. Vape.
Right. So for myself, I'm pretty mobile throughout the day. So I love cannabis. I've always some of the strains or cultivars that I've enjoyed are OG Kush, Bubba Kush, and that's about it. Everything else has a good fancy name, but those were my favorite. Everything else is like a mediocre chronic, or depending where you're grown again. Or where you're born, or where you grew up. I grew up in San Fernando Valley. We were spoiled. We had some of the best buds.
Right.
I'm not going to say the best in the world. Everyone seems to think they have the best. And when you go out there, you're like, that's your best? That's nothing. But for myself, I like to have some kind of like a small wake and bake in the morning. I'll take 2 hits just to kind of get my blood flowing, my receptors, get my mind going. And then throughout the day, I'll probably have a vape pen, like a distillate pen, that I like to use, or wax, like some type of wax, which is pretty much just a concentrated form of cannabis, and it has different textures and different looks or whatnot. Some call it shatter, batter, diamonds. These are all just different consistencies. If you look at a picture of some diamonds, THC diamonds, you're gonna not even believe that's cannabis. It is so impressive looking that it's just wild to see. But that's kind of what I like to enjoy, So again, flowers, some concentrates, all throughout the day, leveled out, a balance, So.
Now you mentioned chronic and Kush. What's the difference between those?
So chronic is more of when we grew up in LA. Chronic was it was a good looking bud, but I guess even though we didn't have ways to test it, there were just ways of looking at it and smelling it, knowing that it was a mediocre bud. To some people, it may be a great bud to them, but for us, the kind of, the more experienced, we knew that was okay, but Kush,
So you're saying garbage?
not garbage, but just more mid grade, mid grade. Yeah, because some people only have access to chronic, and they praise it. All these names that you see today are pretty much a chronic.
Right.
Kush, OG Kush, Bubba Kush has a very distinct smell, very distinct look. Everything about it is nothing compared to chronic. Mm-hmm. And you still see Kush till today, but there's now so many different strains, like they call Girl Scout cookies or Gorilla Glue. These are just different names, and people will consider them Kush. Yes and no. For someone with my knowledge, yes and no.
You even got something called, and I tried this blueberry. It tastes like blueberries.
Oh yeah.
And then I was like, what?
Oh yeah.
And I never knew that. And this is in Michigan, and I tried that, and I was like, what you know about this ceremony? I was like, I don't. I mean,
exactly.
But then again, talking to a guy from Hawaii, we got pretty much some good hookup too.
Yeah. You guys got good butt out there. Oh yeah, I've always heard lots of good stuff. Well, you guys have the Maui Waui. That's where the strain name came from. Was from Hawaii. So
the Kona Gold and so many. But yet it's just one of those things that you wouldn't think it's so huge now as a business. Now, if people want to get educated or come see you, I mean, how do they get a hold of you?
So if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, that's pretty much the only thing I have right now. I have two outlets. One of them is called Sergio at Focus. I'm sorry, Sergio _ FocusCareProducts.com. Or my other one is the number 4 in Surge. That's my personal one, and you can reach out to me, ask me any questions, and if there's something that I may not know, hey, I look into it with you, because I'm all about learning, and I'm still learning on this, every day.
Right.
So.
No, I can see you putting it on literally, I'm sure there's other people that educate in, cannabis or just to understand, because I didn't know what Kush and Chronic was, because, Chronic I only thought of, Snoop Dogg's album. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Now, but again, coming from Hawaii, it just... I know what it is. I mean, I don't know about Chronic and Kush together, but when you go to Hawaii, I mean, it's on. What I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
It's homegrown. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So, and I don't even know what they got in Hawaii as a Kush or what. I have no idea.
Well, I'm sure they have their variety.
I'm
sure.
Uncle got the special casings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This guy, I was just like, man, Uncle. Who knew that you used to work for the agriculture?
Right? Yeah, that's right. And he probably knows a lot of the genetics and secrets to growing the stuff. When you're around a different climate, it allows your flower to come up a lot more better.
Right.
You can have one cultivar and grow it in different parts of the world, and it's going to grow completely different because of the climate. The air, is it dry? The moisture. So many things affects the plant itself.
Right.
So cannabis is a big thing, and even hemp itself. Hemp is going to be bigger. It's just going to take more time, because you can do a lot more with hemp than you can with cannabis, the cannabis plant. You can use textiles. There's a company that I love to represent, Green Supply. They make hemp T-shirts. I would love to be able to maybe get him on here. We can do a show with him, because he has a hemp T-shirt clothing line, and there's tons of benefits to hemp clothing that I really wasn't aware about, and I'm not even sure the public knows that when we're wearing regular clothes, cotton and polyester and all that, micro pieces of it get leaked out into the washing machine. That eventually get leaked into the sewage system, gets leaked into the ocean. Eventually, fish are gonna eat it.
Damn, you're going green, aren't you?
Why not? Why not? I've lived this life for so long. Might as well put a positive dent into the earth.
Right.
And that's what I'm trying to do, and just let everybody know. Like, again, I'm not no expert, but
you're on your way, man.
Through the little short changes that I've implemented in my life, getting healthy, trying not to eat meat lately.
Right.
I just has opened me up a little bit more, and I've used cannabis and CBD during this whole awakening. I just lost about 40 pounds 2 years ago.
CBD?
Using cannabis, CBD, and going to town on exercises. And that's something that I'm proud that I could say is, like, I was using cannabis, CBD before my workout, just again, not to get high, but just to awaken my body. And then I just go to town. I would do my push-ups. I would do my routine. I would eat healthy. I would consume good water. I would not drink soda. Don't drink juice. And I've been drinking like this and doing this routine for the last 2 or 3 years. I make my ginger root tea every morning. I haven't been sick for 3 years.
Wow.
That's crazy to me. Like I'm knocking on wood, but I haven't been sick for 3 years.
Wow.
Like there's something to that. Like,
no.
and this is all off me keeping a positive routine, drinking enough water. I drink ginger root tea religiously, and I really feel that between that and the CBD products, it really helps balance our bodies out, so we are strong when we have these possibilities of getting sick. You know.
Well, I mean, if you can really point me in the right direction of these new regimens, I mean, geez, I'm all down. I could use to lose 100 pounds, and a lot of people in Hawaii could utilize that. Yeah. But man, one thing about Hawaii is like, if you got good, good weed, you got good food.
Yeah, and, exactly. And I love good food.
And that's definitely that's a heart attack away from paralysis. I guess you could say, to knock the fuck out.
yeah, that's right. And I love the good food, and I'm not no vegan or anything. I love my meat. I love chicken. I love pork. But during this whole transition, I just eliminated a lot of it.
No,
and I'm Mexican, so I love carnitas.
Yeah,
I love carne asada. I love I love all that. But
I love it too, man.
Slowly had to eliminate it. So,
right.
Yeah, man.
Jeez. Now, with the Focus Care products and how to get a hold of you again?
Yeah, so you can check out one of our Focus Care products is our Instagram. Or Focus-Care Products is our Instagram. We also have Focus Care affiliates. If you want to get on there, again, you can reach out to me on for Serge Instagram. And then we can just, any questions you have, again, we're going to continue to educate the public, the products that we have. We're going to make sure they're effective for all of our customers. We have products ranging if you have small symptoms or if you have major symptoms. We have topicals, we have creams, we have night creams, we have day creams. So we want to make sure we can offer the public a good amount of products, but not go too crazy.
Right.
Because if you go too crazy, then the customers don't know what to get.
Exactly.
And at the end of the day, they're just trying to treat maybe one or two or a few symptoms, maybe a lot. And in reality, take a good tincture, maybe oil-based or liposomal or water, water soluble. And the difference between those two is the onset. If you take an oil-based tincture, it's going to take about 15 to 20 minutes for you to feel the effects. Someone that has anxiety or someone that has acute symptoms, they need relief right away. So oil-based tincture may not be the best for them. So a water-soluble, a liposomal, that just means it'll get into your system within minutes. That's something that, someone with acute symptoms will require because it helps them right away. A capsule is great too because it lasts a little bit longer. So I will say, again, don't quote me, there's no studies behind this, and anyone that says that there is, they're not there yet.
Right.
But a tincture can last anywhere from 30 minutes to 2 hours, let's say. A capsule, depending on the milligram level, can last you anywhere from 2 hours to 6 hours, depending how much you take. If you're vaping CBD like I do, it gets in your system within minutes. But then you don't feel the effects. Again, you're not going to feel high, but you'll just feel a sense of clarity and well-being. That'll be gone in about 30 minutes. If you there's patches out there. Some are 8-hour lasting. Some say they're 24-hour lasting. Those I question a little bit, but there's just different delivery methods that you have out there, and just what we have to offer. Again, if you have low symptoms and you're not that serious of high milligrams, we have a tincture that's 500 milligrams that can last you 2 weeks, that can last you 1 month, that can last you 2 months. We have some that are 3,000 milligrams, and when you see for example, our bottle says 3,000 milligrams per 1 ounce. That doesn't mean when you take CBD you're gonna get 3,000 milligrams. No, what you want to do is you want to take that 3,000 milligrams and divide it by 30. That'll give you your set dose per day if you're only taking one time a day. So let's say you're taking 3,000 milligrams, you divide that by 30, it'll come out to roughly 50 milligrams per one serving.
Mm-hmm.
You can take that one serving 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 5 times a day, that 150 milligrams. You can divide it throughout the whole day. Or if you're someone that's in severe symptom, or you have more, you have trouble sleeping, you're more in pain, you have more inflammation, you may need to take 50 milligrams 3 times a day. So now you're not consuming 50 milligrams a day, you're consuming 150 or 200 milligrams a day. And that's where people get discouraged with CBD, is they'll try it, they say it didn't work, maybe they didn't try something that was that effective, maybe there was no CBD in that product at all. But there's a few different factors to consider, and that's where, educating people and just letting them know in a simple form that this is how you want to take it, take diligent notes. How were you before you took it? How are you after? How are you during? You want to know all this, because it's not just I take an oil and you're going to sit there and twiddle your thumbs and wait for it to go away.
Right.
No, there's a science going on behind it. The way you eat, what you consume, your body mass, what you do on a daily basis, maybe what you're experiencing is a couple times a day. All this interacts with what you're about to take. So you can OD on CBD, but there's so many weird studies saying where you can only consume so much CBD an hour. You can only consume so much CBD in a day. But again, if you're taking lots of it, and at least you're getting a more of a percentage of a higher dose, versus taking a little bit and getting very little percentage of that CBD. They say you only get about 8% of the dose that you're taking. That's crazy. So if I'm taking 50 milligrams, my body's only going to consume 8% of that.
Right.
That's nothing.
I mean, you just talked in depth about what, obviously the formula that it's pretty much for each person, right? Like you just said, and to understand, like, look, man, this might work for this person, but and like you said, your body mass is bigger. You're bigger than him, so it's not gonna, it's not gonna equal to what you're trying to, do in your life. But now with all this, I mean, would you come back to the studio and talk more?
I would love to. Yeah.
And I know I'd love to get into this even more. It's just so much information to take in.
Yeah, we can do information overload.
No, that's what I mean. And and I don't think it's not gonna be the last time that you come back here.
Oh, no, not at all.
No, and hopefully you keep us in your appointment book, and
Absolutely.
they come visit us. And
Absolutely.
But let everybody know again. Facebook. I mean, was it IG, right?
Yeah. So again, my IG is and excuse me for one second, because I just created it the other day. I just want to make sure I give you guys the right one. So I do apologize for that. Yeah. So again, my main one is at 4 Serg. My other one was Sergio _focus _care products. And then our other IG is focus _ care products.com.
Wow. I mean, it's just...
Or excuse me, no underscore. We removed the underscore. So just focus care products.
Focus Care Products.
Yes.
Now, now you said you have to go to Reno?
No, not today. Luckily, not today. Yeah, I'm usually traveling to Reno a couple times during the week, all over Nevada. And that's kind of the cool thing of being on what I do, is I get to see the whole state.
Right.
And it's beautiful. If you haven't had a chance to go see Nevada, go drive. Go take Route 375 to Tonopah. Go check out Area 51. Go check out Goldfield. Go check out Tonopah. Go check out Alamo. Elko. It's a beautiful drive. It's kind of boring, but it's a nice drive,
Oh, man. No, thank you very much for coming into the studio today, Sergio, and talk about Focus Care Products. Well, I know, please, we want you to come back.
I will, definitely will.
And, so thank you, bro. I mean, I appreciate it.